Afternoon.
Welcome to the webinar.
Sir, am I audible?
Sir, you are very clear, sir. You are audible.
Okay. So, namaskar to everyone. Madam, namaskar. Sudharani, madam, namaskar.
Namaskaram, sir. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram
Thank
to
you, sir.
everyone.
Yeah, you can start it.
I think we can start now.
Yeah, we can start, madam.
Yeah.
I request everyone to switch on your videos just for a group photo. Should I start, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Greetings from EI Hyderabad team. It's our pleasure to organize a second webinar on practicing extension in the SEP webinar series. So in this occasion, I take this opportunity to welcome our beloved Director of Extension PJTSAU, Dr. V. Sudharani Madam, and our University Head and Senior Professor, Dr. I.S. Rao sir, for this webinar. I extend a warm welcome to today's esteemed expert speaker, Dr. P. Chandrasekhara sir, Director General Manage, and I request him to share his valuable views and rich experiences with the audience. I welcome all SEP members who are working and who retired and the retired stalwarts from agriculture universities, horticulture, veterinary universities, state departments of agriculture and allied sectors, and extension professionals working in NGOs and private sector. I also invite students of MSc and PhD of agriculture, home science, and allied sectors with a request for active participation in webinar. I welcome one and all. Now I request our Director EEI, Dr. M. Jaganmohan Reddy Garu, to say a few words about this webinar.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Vasanta. I once again welcome with wholeheartedly the speaker of today's afternoon session, Honorable Director General Manage, Dr. B. Chandrasekhara sir. Sir, at the outset, I would like to congratulate you for getting the from SEP side Fellowship of Karnataka Science and Technology Academy, FKSTA, for the year 2021. Congratulate you, sir, for
Yes, sir.
another feather in your cap.
Today is National Science Day.
Yeah. So I congratulate all the scientific fraternity and wishes all the scientists, especially our professionals of our SEP, Society of Extension Professionals, who are toiling to uplift the image of our extension science at national and global level, coming with a lot of methodologies, tools and techniques. And the SEP has been formulated way back in 2010. Now at present we have 142 members in this society, and recently we had 2 meetings wherein we got a lot of inputs. Based on those inputs, we are conducting this webinar series, and in that context, we are delighted for the time given by our Honorable Director General, who happened to be the resource person and afternoon sessions speaker. With this, once again, I congratulate all of you for taking the time for attending this webinar. Thank you.
Now I request the Director of Extension PJTSAU and President SEP, Dr. V. Sudharani Madam, to give her introductory remarks.
A very good afternoon to the finisher of today's webinar, Dr. P. Chandrasekhara sir. as well as the retired stalwart Professor S.V. Reddy sir, and my dear colleagues, students, and faculty. Really, this is a very good beginning, I feel. And we have the most apt person for enlightening us on the topic practicing extension. The topic itself is really a thought-provoking one, and the person who is going to deliver today is one I feel he is the personification of extension practice, because in a short period of what you call maybe 1 year just crossed, all new innovative practices have been introduced at national level. One such innovative one is with regard to Seva, that is involving the retired extension professionals. Is something a new idea. Maybe he is going beyond practicing extension and how best to strengthen the basement of extension. All the time, I think sir keeps on pondering over this aspect. Seva might be the child of that. And similarly, another important thing is the National Network of Agri Journalists, National Network of Agri Extension Professionals, and FPO Academy, and Family Farmer is another new concept, which we all know. We all talk about family doctor, but sir is striving for bringing that concept into practice, that every farmer, every family can have one farmer sourced for their produce. So all these ideas, if we see even the Krishi Gyandeep lecture series, Manage Agri Idea Bank, like that, if I go on quote no Agri Film Fest, these are all, and especially another important innovative extension practice to encourage all our professionals is incentivizing and awarding agri startups and awarding PG and PhD students and then faculty. So all these things are like the moment when I just think of all these aspects, I feel a revival for the extension has begun, a transformation. So sir is a very, very right and apt person. And if I just go on mention whatever the Desi program we are talking about, whatever the agri clinics and agri business centers today we are talking about, sir was way long back. He was the program coordinator for CAD as well as for Desi. Like that, so many aspects are there. If I go on speak, and here I would like to request our Honorable DG sir to just have our what you call models or whatever we are now talking of. How best we can come up with the structural alignment of all the organizations for that matter, public, private, NGO, everyone, for policy stabilization and for proper research and revival and transformation of frontline extension, and streamlining the agricultural extension services at the grassroots level. So how best we can address these things through new agricultural extension practices, innovative practices. And another one, what I feel is the most popular, most important drivers right now or for all the stakeholders is, one is production. We did a lot of work in extension and increasing the productivity. And now all our focus must be on stability, sustainability and stability. So where can we strike a balance? So this is again another important one. Along with these drivers, we have so many enablers coming into the picture. so many enablers entering into the agri ecosystem. So how to identify these enablers and how to make best use of these enablers in the process of practicing the extension. And another important one is the quality and quantum of agricultural extension service being provided at the grassroots level. And finally, what I feel, being the director of extension of the university, revisiting and reviving the roles of Krishi Vijnana Kendras, the frontline extension system that we have across the country, is also another important one, because these are the centers who are looked upon for very good models to come up and put into practice by the general extension system. So with these few words, I request Honorable DG Sir, and I am very curious and enthusiastic to listen to you, sir. Definitely we all will be getting enriched in finding out the ways and means for becoming a good extension practitioners. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable remarks. And with the permission of the House, I would like to say a few words about the contribution, hard work, efforts put up by our DG, sir. Really, it is quite inspiring for all of us, sir. So briefly, sir, who is right now working as the Director General of Manage, is a leading professional in the field of agriculture with a very vast experience of 31 years and expertise in the areas namely agricultural extension management, agri-entrepreneurship development, agriculture marketing management, and public-private partnership. So in his more than 3 decades of service, he headed 3 premier agriculture institutions in India, which work for the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. He served as the DG in charge of NIPHM, DG of NIAM, and right now, as you know, he is serving as the Director General of the Manage. Then as Chief Executive of all these institutions, he led very important schemes, programs, and policy interventions to strengthen agricultural extension system, and he strengthened the capacity building in agriculture marketing functions for the benefit of the farmers of the India. Now, the details of the positions held by Sir and his contributions, I would like to just state. From November 2020 till present, he is working as DG Manage, and wherein he established Manage FPO Academy. As rightly said by our madam, he initiated Seva Manage program involving retired agri professionals, and he initiated National Network of Agri Journalists Manage, NNAJ Manage. And Krishi Gnandeep Knowledge Lecture Series also is introduced by Sir. Then in 2021, he acted as the Director General in charge NIPHM, where he established National Network of Plant Health Management Experts in India. Then he strengthened the phytosanitary inspectors training by opening the sector for private sector participation. And when he worked as a DG CCS NIAM, he established 10 academic centers, conducted 527 training programs, introduced Agri Startup Promotion Program, he introduced Research Internship Program, introduced National Facilitators Development Program, and initiated Induction training programs. And he mentored 59 agri startups and funded rupees 4.68 crores as grant. Then, when he worked as right now Director Manage, in addition to the Director Agricultural Extension, Sir also headed 2 other centers in Manage, that is Director Manage, Center for Agriculture Extension Policies, Public-Private Partnership, and International Center for Excellence in Agricultural Extension Management. Also, he acted as Director, Program Management Unit, Feed the Future India, Triangular Training, Manage. Then, Sir also acted as Founder, Director of Center for Agri-Entrepreneurship Development, where he has given training and hand-holding support for agripreneurs across the country through a network of around 100 partner institutions. He trained more than 60,000 agricultural professionals and established more than 28,000 agri-ventures. Then, these agripreneurs in turn created jobs for 1.26 lakh people in rural areas and also invested rupees 840 crores in agriculture development. And funds to the tune of rupees 100 crores were utilized under this scheme. Then, as Program Director of Feed the Future India Triangular Training, which is funded by USAID and Government of India, covering 20 countries of Asia and Africa, in this training, more than 1,400 executives were trained through 44 in-country and third-country training programs during the year of 2016-2020, with fund outlay of 5.96 million US dollars. And then he organized international training programs, study visits, which are funded by USAID, UNDP, and Government of India, and worked for implementation of bilateral MOUs with 30 foreign countries. Then he organized 610 national, international level training programs and published 87 technical papers, including 24 books, and made 9 films. Sir is the executive editor of Managed Journal of Agricultural Extension Management and editor of Monthly Managed International E-Bulletin. He initiated E-Bulletin Agripreneur and voice of CCS NIAM. And Sir is the chairperson of E-Bulletin Farm to Fork. Then coming to the awards, so recognizing Sir's contribution, Indian Society of Extension Education presented Young Scientist Award in the year 2007. In the year 2011, Nagpur, Maharashtra has presented him Magnum National Honor Award for the year 2011. Then, Sir received Special Appreciation Award by Indian Society of Extension Education, and he received Dr. D.K. Mishra Memorial Award 2015 for contribution in agricultural extension by Indian Society of Extension Education during Golden Jubilee National Seminar held at BHAU, Varanasi, UP. Then, Sir was honored with Award of Excellence during the International Conference on Doubling of Farmers' Income of SAARC countries held at Kathmandu, Nepal. Then, he was awarded with Devang Mehta Education Leadership Award. He received Lifetime Achievement Award for the year 2019 from SRDA in Agricultural Extension, and also in the same year from NITT Karnataka Bank Limited. Sir worked in academic leadership role for innovation programs, namely PPP in Agricultural Extension Management, that is Hoshangabad Model, Agri Clinics and Agri Business Center Scheme, Diploma in Agricultural Extension Services for Input Dealers, that is DESI, Extension Reforms, that is Atma, Feed the Future Program of USAID India, District Pest Management Program involving national and international stakeholders. Served as jury, UN Food Systems Summit SME Competition 2021. Sir is the member of Extension Group of Inter-Ministerial Committee on Doubling Farmers' Income, member Extension Group of 11th and 12th Plan Approach Paper of Planning Commission, Government of India, expert member to evaluate performance of Coffee Board and State Agriculture Universities of Karnataka. Sir is the Vice President of International Society of Extension Education. And recently, as rightly said by our director, Dr. Chandrasekhara Sir has been conferred Fellowship of Karnataka Science and Technology Academy, FKSTA, Departments of Science and Technology, Government of India in the year 2021. So excellent contributions, sir. Now, I request Dr. P. Chandrasekhara Sir to deliver his valuable address.
Thank you, Dr. Vasanta. Namaskar to everyone. I am very comfortable in the company of extension family. That is my, first feeling. Dr. Sudharani Garu, Dr. Jaganmohan Reddy Garu, Dr. Vasanta, then I.S. Rao, Dr. S.V. Reddy Garu is also there, and many seniors, many junior students, all extension family members are here. Thank you very much for this opportunity. It's also a privilege for me to share my views on National Science Day. This is a great day actually, when we are all fighting to say again and again that extension is a science. We are talking something on National Science Day. Extension is not erecting a tent or arranging a chair or arranging a mindset or printing some leaflets, but it is a professional discipline, very well defined professional discipline. We all professionals, we are sitting together and, sharing our views from, heart to heart. It's a great opportunity. Another 40 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, I will be talking to you. Another 10 minutes, we can, discuss areas of our mutual concern. 30 minutes, I will not use any slides. 30 minutes, I will share my own experiences. Otherwise, there are many other platforms where we can make a nice presentation and talk about the models. But I will talk about the experiences and whatever my heart feels, probably that I will be sharing for next 30 minutes. So we are talking about, practicing extension. The first question will come, what is practicing extension? So when Professor Jagan Mohan Reddy asked me, you have to talk on, any topic of your interest. There are many topics actually. We can talk on, very emerging areas like, farmers producers organization, then agripreneurship development, public-private partnership, agricultural marketing management. Many things are there, but I thought we can bundle all together in, single container, and probably that is what required for, today's program. So I thought I should talk on practicing extension. So what is practicing extension? Probably linking all our thoughts and actions to create impact at a stakeholder level. Mostly the stakeholder is farmer, and in some of the cases, many other players also in agriculture development. What I am trying to tell is we may be a teacher teaching the student, we may be a researcher doing extension research, or we are in the field doing extension work. But unless we connect our thought and actions to create impact at farmers level, probably what are all the things we are doing, it needs to be improved. That is what, I feel. So it's very important to popularize this concept of practicing extension. We have to link all the time to create impact at farmers level, whatever we are doing. I will take few examples and I will just try to, explain. In the process, many twists takes place, but if we are sticking on to the concept of practicing extension, it will take us to the logical conclusion. February 28th, exactly, maybe 22 years back, 2000, February 27th and 28th, I just joined Manage. I conducted a national seminar on private extension. Why private extension? Because we all concentrated all our energy on public extension. But when we go out of our building and see outside, only private extension service providers are there. We should, think and do something for them. So in order to pool ideas, this national seminar was conducted. So while conducting, I was just thinking, are we doing another seminar, call some 10 speakers, make presentations and consolidate paper recommendations, or can we create some, sort of impact at farmers level? So if you are not connecting these two dots, probably practicing extension will not happen. So it will become just a seminar unless we connect it to creating impact. Seminar was conducted for 2 days. New ideas came, very exciting ideas came, for against many things. Of course, we have to internalize all the ideas. Very exciting ideas came, but a very interesting, in fact, the papers were put in the form of 2 books. We published 10,000 books, sent to all district collectors in the country, because, district collector is head of the district administration. unless we tell what is agricultural extension to district collector, probably any amount of efforts from bottom up, he will not listen actually. So it was a sensitization process of district administration and below. It was sent to all district collectors. 5,000 copies exhausted. We printed another 5,000 copies and 10,000 copies were, we ensured that it will go to every nook and corner of the country because it is a new concept. So immediately after the conference, one of the participants, his name is Harishchandra Prasad. I lost his contact, but a great man. He came and, he said 5 minutes can we discuss. So we were in the process of, winding up conference and hurry, but I found him very serious in his talk. So we just got into a room and he told, Dr. Chandrasekhar, these ideas are very good. I want to, try some of the ideas in the field. Can you help me? I said, that is the only purpose of conducting this conference. And we are very much open for that. We can go ahead. Later, you can't believe this. He invested 55 lakh rupees for establishing 18 agri clinics in 5 districts around Hyderabad. We recruited 18 unemployed agriculture graduates and we started input dealer shop, which not only provides inputs, but also knowledge, inputs plus knowledge through agriculture graduates. So 18 units were established and when they were going very well, I got in touch with one of the official from Planning Commission, then Planning Commission. He came here down to Hyderabad. I took him around all the centers. He told if it is successful in 18 centers, why not in entire country? So that is how went back and prepared Agri Clinic and Agri Business Center scheme. Today, if you see Agri Clinic and Agri Business Center scheme, I was fortunate to lead the scheme again. It came from Government of India, but it is my great luck that I had the scheme to chance to lead this scheme. Today, we could able to train 76,000 unemployed agriculture graduates across the country. 33,000 units are established in 32 categories of activities. At least 2 to 3,000 crorepathies, their turnover is concerned. Crorepathies are produced in agri clinics and agri business centers. Each one created a job for other 6 people. Around 2 lakh rural youth, they got jobs under this. And unfortunately, bankers, they did not come out proactively to support these people. They suspected their age, they suspected their mental maturity, they suspected their commitment, but only few people got bank loan, but they invested money from their pocket, the money saved from their home, parents, borrowed from neighbors, friends. They started something, and today we are happy that probably we created one of the biggest private extension service providers army in the globe. 33,000 people are there. So ultimately practicing extension, what is the benefit to the farmers? This is all about scheme, but ultimately whether farmers are benefited or not, my intention is not to benefit agriculture graduate. It is only a means, but the end is whether there is some increase in the income of the farmers, increase in the production. Then we undertook a nationwide survey just to see what is the impact of our agriculture graduates. It was really, exciting. Any farmer who is working with a agripreneur for 34 months, and we could able to quantify that, the impact on the income of the farmer is 28.8%. Previously 100 rupees, now it is 128 rupees. And impact on the income is yield is 17.4%. That means whatever he used to get 17% more he got in terms of yield. And many farmers, they diversified their cropping system. they added other income generating activities, and they adopted many new technologies. This is what the outcomes is. So just try to link, starting from a conference, coming out with recommendation, printing some books, pilot studying in 18 places, finally taking the shape of a Government of India scheme and reaching lakhs and lakhs of farmers and creating impact on their yield and income. This is what, I would like to say, practicing extension. Otherwise, just imagine conducting a conference and stopping there. Probably we think extension, but we don't practice extension because we fail to create impact on the extension. The second one. So when we talked about, large number of private extension service providers, but there was a lot of inhibition in the public extension that whether we should work with private extension service providers or not. That was biggest mental block. And there was suspicion in the public extension about private extension service providers. They used to say they are, highly commercial interests are there. They come here and do some business and make profit and go back. We don't know the benefit of farmers. And at the same time, when we talk to private extension service providers, they said, if you go to government, we are stuck up there, nothing moves. We don't want to join hands with them. But in the interest of the farmers, it was very, very important for us to bring private and public extension functionaries together on a public-private partnership platform. So this PPP model was one of the need. So it was, October 16th, 2000. I just joined manage. In Bhopal, we conducted a state level conference. The state level conference, it was on formulating private extension policy for Government of Madhya Pradesh. So I prepared a draft private extension policy, made a presentation. Around 16 agribusiness companies, they participated. After the conference is over, Dhanuka Group of, now it is they're very important players in pesticide. The chairman of Dhanuka Group, Mr. Agarwal, he said, ideas are good, but we should try in Madhya Pradesh. Now the chief minister is supporting. Agriculture minister, director of agriculture, Dr. Kaushal, very proactive. He is supporting. We should try some PPP model in Madhya Pradesh. We said yes. We started working on public-private. See, conducting conference, we got some ideas. Now practicing extension part, I am coming to that. It was a very difficult task. You go to district agriculture officer, he said only one thing. I will not work under any private sector person. He made himself very clear. Private sector people were also a little bit hesitant. Bringing public and private together and coming out with a mutually beneficial model, that was a great challenge. So we listed 19 activities. What is the benefit to public? What is the benefit to private? And how they work together? And that, operating procedures we wrote, that became a basis for MOU, and that MOU was signed between Government of Madhya Pradesh and Dhanuka. I will take only one example because the time is very less. So there was a old building. In that building, they were running a soil testing laboratory. Some broken furniture, everything was kept there. So we took that soil testing laboratory, all the and rectified. Okay, painting, everything, it was rectified. Then the chemicals, the consumables cost was met by state government, and manpower cost was met by Dhanuka Group. Earlier, 5-6 officers were there. They were posted in the field. In that place, Dhanuka officials were posted, only 2 people. And earlier, we used to take 1.5 months for giving soil test based advisory services to doorstep of the farmers. Then we reduced by a mechanism only 7 days. This Monday morning, we are collecting a soil sample. Next Monday morning, it will go to a farmer. With the help of input dealers, with the help of agribusiness company, and a quick, soil testing based advisory services. So this reduction of time from 1.5 months to 1 month, 1 week, it created lot of interest among government on one side and private sector on the other side. So this model got National Productivity Council Award for 2 years, consecutive 2 years, even though we wanted to try on a pilot basis only for 1 or 2 years. See, manage is here in Hyderabad, going all the way to, Hoshangabad. I was there for 3-4 months continuously just to, handle this entire concept. So ultimately, Madhya Pradesh government extended this for 8-9 years uninterrupted. So this PPP model could able to create impact at farmers level. Then I will come to the third story of this input dealer education, DESI. 2003, of course, in manage, it was conceived. Then as on today, around 66,000 input dealers are trained. Today, 20,000 input dealers are undergoing training. But training input dealers in basic agriculture education is only one part. It is only one means. But what is practicing extension? Practicing extension is, can we ensure this input dealer, whatever he learned, he will share with the farmers? How to ensure that? Now we are working on that concept, DESI 2.0. What is DESI 2.0? Every DESI trained input dealer in his shop, he will have a book corner. Locally, the local language, what all the agriculture magazines are printed, he will purchase that. He will keep it in the shop. He will read, and the farmers who visit that shop will also read. They will refresh the knowledge. That is the great benefit. Second one, he has to install a TV monitor and connect it to Agriculture University Extension Department. Now a pilot, action research is going on, initiated just recently with Dharwad Agriculture University, where in 14 districts, 140 input dealers voluntarily they have come forward to adopt a DESI 2.0. That means they are spending around 25,000 rupees from their pocket for a TV monitor which is connected to university, which pump latest information, and subscription of agriculture magazines, and blackboard where he can write some important information which is required for the farmer, maybe with respect to his product, the price, new technology, that also he can write. These three things we are ensuring in DESI 2.0. Then only what all the knowledge we have given to input dealer, that input dealer will be in a position to refresh himself and give it to the farmers. Even if one input dealer meet only one farmer per day, I am taking the worst of the worst part. He will be meeting 365 farmers in a year. 66,000 trained input dealers. If they meet 365 farmers, this is a big number. I was just discussing with the Honorable Agriculture Minister of Karnataka. 11,752 input dealers are trained by Agriculture Department. If we transform them into para extension professionals, extension delivery points, without spending even a single pie, each input dealer shop will be converted into an extension delivery center. So this DESI 2.0, I am sure that maybe in the days to come, maybe 2-3 years, it will be a reality. Third one, fourth one, we conduct large number of international programs. We are also involved in conducting international program with the USAID. We work with around 20 countries, and we could train 1,144 officers from this out of 44 programs. But what brought this practicing extension concept into this program is we ensured that every officer attended training program. He came out with back at work plan. What is back at work plan? He has to pick a new technology which he learned here, which is relevant to his workplace. After going back, he has to popularize that particular technology among his farmers. So for that, we gave them laptop, and also we taught them how to operate laptop and basic computer skills. We gave them around, I remember, 10,000 rupees worth of books, extension books. And I always wanted they should be connected with, extension institutes. So we gave a live subscription of our journal to them and made mandatory for all the participants to participate one international conference and present a paper. They went with lot of confidence to try on one technology to popularize among the people. Later, I visited several countries. I interacted with our officers and the farmers with whom they are working. We got very good feedback. So I remember in Kenya, in near very close to Egerton University, we went to a village. There, the kitchen garden was popularized by one of our participants who saw this kitchen garden techniques in Kerala Agriculture University when they went for exposure visit. So seeing this, in the backyard of farmer, probably that is what we wanted to happen when we conducted an international training program. If it ends up with, giving a certificate, probably practicing extension concept is missing in that. We have to create impact at farmers level, and that is what, we could able to ensure practicing extension concept in this international program. So this is, the fourth example. Fifth example is, I remember the day I reported to my first job in Kerala as a liaison officer in coffee board in a very remote village and a small library. First time I was reading books on coffee, but I was supposed to train coffee growers in Malayalam. So I have to learn Malayalam, I have to learn coffee, I have to read books, and no electricity, lot of rain, leeches. So it was a very interesting time. So that day, I started, reading some of the books. In one book, I could get some agronomy related technologies. In another book, some plant physiology. In some other papers, in post-harvest technology. But I thought, a farmer or an extension worker will not be, it is not possible for them to go from book to book, journal to journal, getting a comprehensive knowledge on coffee production technology. So I thought, we should do something. But when I left Coffee Board, I published a book on 100 years of coffee research, in which all from 1900, nearly for 100 years, all the technologies developed in Coffee Board, 1,200 technologies, we brought in a user-friendly way in a single book. So that book was released. Now it is available with every extension worker of Coffee Board. Now he need not go to different journals. He need not go from book to book. He can just keep a copy of that book, and that is very well classified, and immediately he can glance the latest technologies. So if it is digitized, that time it was not there. But of course, I also sent a mail to Coffee Board to digitize this so that in fraction of seconds, you can get whatever the technology we want. I was very happy to see these books in every extension Coffee Board liaison officer office. So this knowledge empowerment of extension worker who deals with farmer every day, and certainly that created a very good impact. Then in Niam, when I was working in Jaipur, we worked on a concept called Kisan Business School. Kisan Business School is farmer field school, we know. Farmer field school, all production practices, plant pest and disease management practices, we all teach, we know that. But ultimately, everything has to result in some kind of profit. See, if it is profit is not realized, even after adopting some of the technologies, that leads to discontinuation. We all know that actually. So we worked on a concept, Kisan Business School, in which actually this Kisan Business School, we partnered with at least 10 organizations across the country. That is a maize business school, wheat business school, fishery business school, poultry business school. So like this, dairy business school in collaboration with NDRI, poultry business school with Namakkal, TNAU Veterinary College, maize business school with UAS Bangalore, and fishery business school with a ICR organization at Bhubaneswar. So like 10 commodities, we worked out a Kisan Business School concept, which is commodity specific. We identified some of the practices. By adopting those practices, directly it will contribute significantly to the production and productivity. See, normally if you give package of practices, even small things, farmer get confused. Instead of that, you practice these three, 40 to 50% of your yield is production will increase or it is ensured. So these critical practices were identified through brainstorming and we ensured through Kisan Business School. And we wanted it to be that manual, the entire process documented. Wanted it to be useful for extension workers in this country. I'm happy to share with you all the 10 business schools. There was, we worked with 25 farmers in a single village. We could able to ensure that the production increased and the profit increased with all the 25 farmers. So, of course, in coming back to manage, we started working on some of the areas which are very relevant, which, with a lot of potentiality is there, but we are not giving much attention. Maybe FPO Academy, already you have shared, and I would like to welcome you all people on 11th March. We are organizing first Agri Film Festival, and more than 300 films we received in 12 languages and 20 states. A good beginning is made. Now, the idea is to bring all the films on a single platform. If farmer wants to see any film, he can go to single source and click there and he will get these films. So otherwise, films are everywhere, but not visible. You will not get them. So in order to avoid that, this film festival is conducted and National Network of Agriculture Journalists. Then we are also starting this year induction program. You see, we all are look at IAS officers, our classmates, your classmates, seniors, juniors, students, they became IAS officers. An ordinary student becoming an extraordinary officer, how it is possible? So rigorous training at, Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy that ensures this training makes very important change in the profession. So we have designed a induction training program for any extension functionaries recruited by any department in this country. They will undergo training in manage and afterwards they will go to field and start serving the farmers. If the foundation is good, the building will be good. So we want to, intervene at that point. And another thing is facilitators, around 100 facilitators we are developing. They will become asset to every institution. Not only manage, any university can make use of them, any private organization can make use of them for working with the farmers. So like that, I can, share many examples where the thoughts and actions are connected with the impact at farmers level. If we have to ensure that, otherwise, probably we will end up with, routine activities or rituals. And that was that fear, that concern, it made us to think in the line of popularizing this practicing extension, concept. So in Manage, we established National Network of Agricultural Extension Management Experts. It is not a any other professional body. It is just a network. We take their advice, make use of their services as and when the need comes, and also need of any state or government organization. These are all few things I just wanted to share, but I can go on. Many examples are there. I'll stop here and we'll open for discussion for some time before we conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The session is open for discussion. Please, anybody with any doubts, they can interact. And I welcome Sri G.V. Subbareddy, sir, Vice President, Coromandel, for this webinar. Now I request participants, they can interact with sir if they have any doubts. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chandrasekhara sir. Really, while listening to all your experiences, maybe starting from your beginning of the career from coffee board to Hoshangabad, UP, and then Niam until today. So whatever we were listening to you, all these were all came from the passion that you had, as you rightly said, the what you call updating the knowledge and the what you call focusedness. So what I feel on this juncture, Manage could take a lead and then come up with one publication, because we have very good senior extension professionals and right now the torch bearers like you. So we have many like that, not only in India and across the world. So why not a publication on the experiences like this? Because whatever the experiences you have shared with us, really they may ignite the minds of many young minds here, and even they may think of what you call coming up with new approaches the way you thought that day during that time. Similarly, they may come up with such what you call initiatives. So what I feel is for getting spreading the inspiration from this webinar beyond what you call all these limitations that we have, if a publication can be brought up on the experiences or journeys, extension journey of what you call stalwarts in extension, so that could really be a very good thing for everyone here.
Thank you, madam. In fact, Manage Krishi Gandhip Knowledge Series lecture, we have completed around 10 talks. They're all
Yes,
based on the experiences of outstanding extension professionals. And compilation of this video book is a study material actually. Any young person just play these talks and listen to them, probably he get inspired. That is one part. Second one, of course, not experiences, but all new ideas, new concepts. The next issue of Manage Journal of Extension Management, it will be a dedicated issue for all these new concepts. This we are going to come out with, that publication. That work is going on. It will come out shortly.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. Very excellent enlightenment. Particularly what you said is the concept, what you have started, this public-private partnership. The need of our, still it need to be integrated. As you rightly said, there are many apprehensions in the government circles that private companies, they come and try to canvass for their product. And government, the private sector people say that there are many protocols why we should go and wait in the corridors of the government officials, and it's a waste of the time. But the need of the hour is, unless the private sector aligns with the national interest, this has been discussed in many forms in the private industry, we have also requested, unless we partnership with the national interest, your business will not sustain for a longer period. In the interest of the business, and unless you ensure the farmer sustains, because today we all know that what is the fate of the farmers, though the production has been increased manifold, both in agriculture and agricultural commodity, the social and economic value of the farmer, what it was 50 years back and what it is today, is entirely different. People are shying away from this profession. Farmers, even landlords, they are leaving. Tenant farmers, now tenant farmer situation also, from at what stage they are. So again, to bring back, some lucidity in the farming, unless private companies also work in coordination with government agencies, particularly the extension agencies. You have given many examples. Everything is available in the different locations. Whenever farmer wants something, he is not in a position to get a consolidated information. Forget about the farmer, as you rightly said, your experience in the coffee board when you joined a long back. That is the situation for the agri input companies. The guys who are working in pesticides, they are not in a position to know about the nutrition, or nutrition guys about the plant protection. So is the case with the seed. There is a lot of need to bring the capsulized information to all these. And whenever any guy goes, farmer is not bothered whether you are from a pesticide company or a fertilizer company or a seed company. He needs a solution for his problem. And this would be possible with the few of the concepts what you have proposed. Definitely from the industry side, we would like to participate and take it forward. And this program, as you said, initially there were many apprehensions. The traditional dealers, they were saying that, which way it is going to be useful. I don't say that everything has been relished, but at least there are 20% of the dealers who has undergone this program. There is a change in their attitude while they market the agri inputs. They are little concerned about the farmer, little concerned about the soil health, little concerned about the farmer income. And this need to be, again, as you read this, they see 2.0 model, what you have the Karnataka, they have started in Raichur. It should be started in other states, particularly in Telangana and Andhra also. Some of the concepts you said, unless the foundation is strong, buildings cannot be. In the private industry also, many a time, a lot of deliberation has been happened. Now, industry people like the Mr. Line or Anuka, whenever we meet them, so we started emphasizing the need again to take soil health, and then how to protect the integrated, popularize both the INM and IPM concept. I'm sure in the days to come, with the support of the university, particularly the extension department and national institutes like Manage, the private companies would be taking forward. Ultimately, all our aim is to ensure smile on the farmer's face. If we can achieve that, yes, we would be fulfilling our life goals. Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward for a better association with all the great institutions. Thank you, madam. Thank you all, professors.
Thank you.
Any queries from students or field level extension officers, scientists?
Sir, one clarification, Honorable DG sir, like input dealers who are in fact, first source of information to the majority of the farmers in the rural areas. We have many informal social networks which are running in the villages, of course, in many of the rural areas we are seeing. How we can streamline into our main agro advisory system, how we can take the advantage of those informal social networks to strengthen our extension systems.
There are many opportunities are there. You know, in village, the first person may be a progressive farmer. The progressive farmer, you call it as contact farmer, our people will go and talk to him. So that's all fine actually. Nowadays, farmers, producers, companies, organizations are coming up. Now the CEO is the contact person, or the chairman of the farmer producers organization is the contact person. Now another channel is open. Input dealer is another person, and you know, on day-to-day basis, who does business with farmers, not only just, you know, exchange of knowledge, but also he is doing actual business. Doing business is not easy. Now, if you give knowledge, people will listen. But if you ask him to purchase fertilizer or pesticide, you know, there are many issues are there. But if somebody can convince the farmer and sell the fertilizer or pesticide, he is one of the best extension worker. Now, how to use this extension worker as a para extension professional? That is what the very objective of DESI, but it should not stop at giving the certificate. It should go beyond that. That is why DESI 2.0 is taught. So DESI 2.0 is another appropriate platform. Now, many NGOs are there. See, NGO, the kind of dedication, the kind of missionary zeal, the kind of leadership, you will not get in bigger organizations. So this all we study, but how to make use of these people? If you want to try a new idea, probably we can make use of those people. If you want to work in very difficult areas, you know, very remote tribal areas where no other extension system is going there, probably we can make use of those people. So, at agribusiness companies, we have never made use of the benefit of manpower available in agribusiness companies for extension purpose on a PPP mode. I made some attempt. You know, even the agribusiness companies were also, you know, conservative. They never shared actually how many people are working, what they are doing. Sometimes they say they are marketing officers. Sometimes they say they are extension functionaries. But the fact remains they have the manpower. And they are dealing with the farmers directly. That is a strength actually. And this aggressive extension worker has to be blended with public extension to reach more number of farmers. So even though very fragile, you know, systems are created in the form of Atma, PPP, minimum 10% of the funds, but in the field nothing is happening. So of course in manage CSR forum is created. Of course we conducted 5-6 webinars also. If any agribusiness companies want to invest in agriculture on CSR platform for any new ideas, they are welcome. Once it is pilot tested, a PPP model, then it becomes very easy to project before any state government or government of India. In the absence of that process documentation, a perfect grassroots level statistics, verifiable facts in the field, it is very difficult to convince any policy maker. So we have created that platform, and this is another opportunity. And one more opportunity is, you know, these newspapers, agriculture magazines, and especially the internet, mobile-based apps, these things, social media, this is, you know, growing in a phenomenal way. In fact, today we are sitting in, you know, 61 places and 61 people are talking here. It is thanks to only to technology. And can't it be utilized for, you know, reaching our stakeholders in agricultural extension? See, that is the issue. We need to have some kind of SOPs and massive farmers level digital literacy campaign need to be done. If the farmers don't know how to handle his mobile, any number of mobile based apps, they have no role. They will only float on the clouds. If you want them on the ground, the farmer should use his mobile properly. Therefore, we have initiated a action research project in what is the minimum period required to teach a farmer to use his mobile properly. Suppose if you say any mobile based app, how much time he require to download that and start using. So we have an action research project in that direction. So these are all, very important players. Agri startups are there, agripreneurs are there. See, 5 years, 10 years back, these agri startups and agripreneurs were not there. But today, they are covering 5 villages, 10 villages, and very exciting ideas are coming through agri startups. So probably the extension should be broad enough, flexible enough to embrace all the people into day-to-day thinking and action, so that together we can reach farmers quickly. We can create a win-win situation. So separately, if you a budding agri startup, if you leave him alone without giving any support, from where the funding will come? What happens to his livelihood? If there is a choice between livelihood and nurturing his idea, probably the first comes his livelihood. For that, he has to go and join a job. Then his new ideas will sit in the back seat. That is how we kill the innovation ecosystem. So if the public system embrace them, give support, use them extensively in your extension activities, create a win-win situation, then only we can serve the farmers better. So these are all many opportunities nowadays opening before us. A big list is there. But what I am just trying to tell is, from extension side, we should open all our doors and windows, and any new idea coming, we should be the first people to shake hands, move together to benefit the farmer. Otherwise, we all will lose in terms of time.
Good evening, sir. This is Madhu Babu.
Yeah, Dr.
Yes,
Madhu
sir.
Babu, good
Yes,
evening.
sir. Sir, it is regarding actually having 30 years of experience in different positions in the working with the farmers. So even before which also I used to just express this, that nowadays people are watching movies and all. There is one advertisement really attracting the people, that is Thaini Gutka, that is going to ruin the lives of the people because of cancer and all. So why I'm quoting this is actually when farmer is getting into the loss, main reason is mismanagement of the inputs. Like, we are talking about desi and all. And whenever there was a situation wherein, when I was working in that center, Nalgonda, we had been to one village wherein, along with the department officers, we have visited the village. By the time we are approaching, there was a very strong smell emitted because of using of the thimet granules. And once we reached the village, we observed that the fact was the total area of the rice paddy crop was infested with rice blast. And in reality, all the farmers, they have used thimet granules. We asked the joint director, by the time Manmohan Reddy and myself and other scientists, we have asked why you have brought all these things. Few farmers brought thimet granules, that whatever the problem we had, the dealer suggested that, so you have to go for this. That was the situation. And over a period of time, because of the efforts of managed through Desi and all, there is a lot of change, sir. And here, what I would like to say is, actually, if we just alert the farmers through negative way, that is what, suppose if they implement a negative management practice, instead of one, they have applied some other thing. So this is the loss. Like that, through social media, because nowadays farmers are also, they are very much engaged in social media. So by preparing some sort of these small things, and suppose if they apply this one, in the appropriate, not appropriate time, or in the wrong time, or applying the overdoses of the chemical, something like that. So this is the negative effect. You are going to lose like this. If we can have this type of a program by using the social media and also ICTs, So that would be some sort of very advantage to the farmers. So that's what I would like to submit before Honorable DG sir. Shall it be implemented like this way for making the use of the technology and social media like this?
Absolutely, I fully agree with you because, in extension, as you rightly said, we teach the farmers what to do. We don't teach the farmers what not to do,
Yes, sir.
which is more effective actually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Suppose if we tell farmers, if you grow this crop, this much is the loss. And that demonstration, normally we don't. We say
Yes.
we one good crop we take, we tell that, you do all practices, package of practices, you will get this seed. That is a positive campaign. But the other
Yes.
one, if you continue with, existing variety, probably this is the loss you are going to incur per season. So if this is quantified in monetized, the disadvantages are monetized and they are
Yes.
told to farmers, I don't think, farmers will touch that practice again.
Yes, sir.
Monetization of negative impacts
Yes, sir.
and telling to the farmers should be brought into the mainstream of, extension. I fully agree with you.
Sir, thank you, sir.
All other faculty and students, please take this opportunity because sir is sparing his time. That itself is a great thing for all of us. So the faculty of home science, extension faculty, I think from AP also we have few participants.
We have the participants, ma'am.
Yeah.
Kashmir University also there are participants.
Mr. Prasad from Kashmir University, and also there is a representation from Karnataka.
Madam, because you told that some our home science students are also there, faculty members are also there. I just try to make a point. Nutrition sensitive agriculture. This is one of the important emerging area, and this will become one of the important role for future extension functionaries, because till today the responsibility of the extension functionary is to produce more. Our farmers have achieved. Now they are asking what next. That is in the form of income. But when you go to the consumers, their purchasing capacity is increasing. Maybe middle class and above, and the entire urban population, educated class, they're asking the nutritive foods. So nutrition sensitive agriculture will become part and parcel of our future extension, because this is becoming a very serious problem.
Yes.
Let me just share few things. We all agree that we are growing sufficient food for the nation, but why 38% of our population is underweight? Why 36% of our population is stunted growth, disproportionate to our age? 21% of the population is wasted. Neither we are proportionate to height and weight according to our age. 8% of the population is malnourished. 20% of the population is overweight. 18% is obese. So you just imagine, this is Gargar ka baat. At very home this problem is there. People think before sitting before the breakfast, what to
Yes.
eat, what not to eat. It has become a matter of discussion among all the consumers. But is it not a concern for food systems? Is
Yes.
it not a concern for researcher? Is it not a concern for agriculture teacher and extension worker? If it is not concerned today, tomorrow it will become a priority. So the home science food and nutrition department, they are going to play very important role in the job role of extension worker in the days to come.
Any others, please? If no one is there, sir, I express my profuse thanks for giving the time in spite of your busy schedule. With our request, in a short time, you could able to materialize this day for giving the lecture from this is yours body, ours body, Society of Extension Professionals.
I am also a member.
Sir, yeah. So you are patron of this, even though member. So it is concluded like this from your topic. An extension professional should be all pervasive, versatile, comprehensive, and multifaceted way. We have to work. So in this way, we can capture the entire your success stories, your experiences. The way it's very informative. Really, no amount of slides, scrolling of slides can't give you this much of information. So you have given a food for thought for next few weeks or months to work or ponder upon these issues, how we can go ahead with this concept. So thank you very much, sir. Now the formal vote of thanks by Dr. Madhu Babu. Please, I request Madhu Babu, please, for formal vote of thanks.
Thank you. Respected today's esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Chandrasekharaji, Honorable Director General of Manage, Subbareddy Garu from Coromandel International, and respected Director Extension, Dr. Sudharani Madam, Director EI, all the participants and student friends, a very good evening all of you. So it is a great privilege for me to express a formal vote of thanks. So today's guest lecture, you are all heard up from the Honorable DG sir that it was an eye-opener and very crisp and very important points sir has touched upon in this regard. And diction may not be sufficient to express my sincere thanks from inner core of my heart. So for sparing this valuable time and enlightening all the participants on the extension and also the topic which is very apt for all of us as a professionals of extension. So I thank you very much, sir. So because I know that after you assume charge, so you have been taken up a diversified activities in manage, and also most of the times those things are practically highlighted and proved that these things are very much utilized and useful for the farming community at the outset, sir. And you have scaled up the efforts of manage. So not only one direction, but also in several directions that make the entire system of extension very vibrant. Thank you very much, sir. And also I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Sudharani ma'am, Director of Extension. We know, ma'am, that your time is very precious because you're always busy with all the activities, and Honorable Vice Chancellor sir used to just make you participate in many programs and all. In spite of that, so we feel very happy for your presence and also giving some suggestions which are very useful and strengthen our extension fraternity. Thank you, ma'am. And I would like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. G.V. Subbareddy Garu. I hope sir is there now. Sir, really, actually, we came to know because when I was working with ITDA during the year 1996, so I requested him to participate. We had organized a big soybean sadassu involving more than 4,000 farmers, for which sir has extended his cooperation when he was working with Godavari Fertilizers. And now when I am seeing Subbareddy Garu, same type of person, same vigor and activeness is seen in him. So I feel my happiness, and I express my happiness for having him in the meeting, that is webinar. So unless we have
Thank you,
hand in
Doctor.
hand with the cooperation of all the input agencies and also those players who are directly, indirectly involved in making the farmers to profit oriented. So it is difficult, very difficult. Sir, thank you very much, sir. You might have remembered me that when I was working with ITDA, when Ashok Kumar was there.
Yeah, Doctor. Yes.
Yes, sir. Now I'm just feeling jealous, sir. You are similar, Subbareddy Garu, now also after so many years. Okay, activeness and all. We had good time, sir. Even not only one day. Sir was very active even in the following days also. So he had time and came to Bhadrachalam. And by the time we had some administrative problems to invite the ADR from Palem. But Subbareddy Garu made it by taking cooperation from the scientists who were working in Warangal. Dr. Hussain, all the people, we had very good time, sir, by that time. And I am seeing now also, and recently I have seen you in the auditorium when one program was organized by our university. I could not speak to you by that time. But anyway, sir, we will work together. And we are fortunate enough that a very active DG Manage is there now. And always sir is making all the hands together. So not only one working with one direction, but also making all the stakeholders to take part in the development process. So by that way, we have a lot of opportunity to work together, sir. Thank you very much. And of course, it is SEP is our own family. That is our own important organization, that, you know, Society of Extension Professionals. When once Dr. Jagan Mohan Reddy took charge, and we also tried to have some activity when I was there, and Madam was also there. But now actually we all together wanted to take this forward. Unless we have important activities, it's difficult for the people to recognize the importance of our extension fraternity. In this direction, now present Dr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, Director EA, is putting his all efforts to make the SEP vibrant with the help of all the faculty working together. So I also extend my sincere thanks to all the participants who are joined from the distant places, because this is one opportunity wherein sir rightly said that, you know, online, making use of the technology, it is not difficult for the people who are at the remote place and utilizing the time. And since morning, I also participated in one ICR presentation on AELP and all. So immediately I was worried about that, whether I could able to join in this webinar or not because of that. And that was concluded before 3:30, 4 o'clock like that. And again, immediately I joined here. So this gives a lot of, togetherness. And I would like to thank all the people who have participated in the present webinar. And I request that even students also, because students are the young brains, they can able to take forward the concepts and ideologies of the people forward, and they are the future important generations. Those can have a lot of impact on the service of the farmers. So I would like to extend all the students who took part in the webinar, and those people who are directly, indirectly helping the administration and also helping the organizers of the SEP to organize a successful programs like this. I request all the even students also. I already told that students please join and become a members. So then only it will be strengthened. So all of you please join as a members in the SEP. And I hope that all the people will be utilizing this opportunity. I thank one and all for having their time, and also my faculty from Department of Extension Education, and also the other people, faculty and students from other places. And thank you one and all for giving me the opportunity to express formal vote of thanks. Thank you.
I request now all the participants to unmute yourself and give a big round of applause to our DG Manager P. Chandrasekhara sir. Really, he has made all our minds to think, and then all of us, let us give a big hand to him. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Subbareddy Garu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Isra sir, thank you.
Thank you, Babu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Subared, sir. Thank you.
Subhareddy garu, thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Again, we'll meet
Tapakunda,
very
sir.
soon.
Please, sir.
Again, we
Yes,
meet
sir.
in the
And
next
we'll take it
webinar.
forward.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sure.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank
again,
you.
we meet in the next webinar that we are going to organize in the next month, March.
Yes, yes.
March. But I'll assure you, some more agri input guys would be participating. I only request Sashi to give a little advanced communication so that
Definitely.
better participation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for showing the interest on our Society of Extension Professionals society as such.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.